Hi everyone, Quiveen here from CIT's Blackrock Castle Observatory. Happy Space Week. In this video we're going to be looking at the night of the 4th of October, the first day of Space Week. We'll be looking at the constellations Cygnus and Pegasus, how you can find them and how you can use them with the Globe at Night web app to help keep track of night pollution in your area. We're going to be taking a look into the evening sky for this video, so we'll let the sun set over in the west. And while the sun is setting, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to hit the red subscribe button just underneath this video and make sure to click the little blue bell icon to make sure you get all of the most up-to-date notifications. Now, as the sun sets in early October, we're going to see both Jupiter and Saturn appearing to the south. We're going to move through to just a little after 8 o'clock to make sure it's nice and dark. If you're starting looking south, the best thing to do to begin with is just to lean back and look straight up into the sky. The bright star Vega here is nice and clear, as well as the stars Deneb and Altair. This is Deneb and this is Altair. Altair is a little bit lower. It's part of the constellation Aquila the Eagle. Vega is part of the constellation of Lyra, and Deneb, just there, is part of the constellation Cygnus. So Cygnus is a swan and Deneb is its tail. The swan's neck and body extend all the way out here, while its wings extend out to the side. That might be a little bit difficult to imagine, so we'll bring up our constellation lines. There's our Lyra, Aquila, and there is Cygnus. It's even easier to see if I bring up the pictures that Cygnus is indeed a swan. So Cygnus is part of the summer triangle, which means it's up all night long during the summer. That does mean, of course, we're not in summer, so it won't be up all night long, but it will be up for the majority of the early evening. This triangle are three very bright stars, so they're usually nice and easy to find, even with your naked eye. So the summer triangle is containing one of our constellations, Cygnus, just up in the corner. If we turn a little bit more towards the east, we have this lovely square. This is the square of Pegasus. If you haven't already checked it out, we do have a short video going up on Twitter that will detail a little bit more about the constellation Pegasus, but it's just above Mars over in the east. One corner of Pegasus is directly above Mars, and that's one corner of a square, so you can map out the other three corners quite easily once you find one of them. Again, I'll bring up the constellation lines. So there's the square of Pegasus, the head and the feet of Pegasus, and if I bring up the pictures, there's the flying horse. So the flying horse Pegasus and Cygnus the swan, they are very close together in the sky. The two constellations practically touch just here with the wing of Cygnus and the hoof of Pegasus. The reason both of these constellations are being used to measure light pollution at this time of the year, it's really just to give you the choice. For example, if you want to go out nice and early, Pegasus is going to be lower in the east. So if you've got tall trees or tall buildings around you, it might be blocked out. If you're more of an early riser, well, if we fast forward towards morning time, the moon does come up, which makes it harder to tell how much light pollution there is. But we can see even as we come through to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, there's Pegasus over in the west. And of course, soon after this, the sun will start rising and our readings of light pollution won't be quite as accurate. The light of the sun will interfere. So I will recommend looking for these constellations earlier in the evening if you can, and just pick whichever one of Pegasus or Cygnus is easiest for you to find and easiest for you to count the stars in. So again, this is what they will look like in a city sky. There's the square of Pegasus, there's the summer triangle, so this is Cygnus. If we start getting rid of the light pollution and moving out into the countryside, well, of course, we'll see far more stars. The glow of the Milky Way goes straight past Deneb and Cygnus, and the square of Pegasus, well, the four corners of the square seem even more obvious. They're shining much more brightly now that the sky is darker. So if you find either of those constellations in your night sky and you'd like to contribute to some citizen science where people are tracking light pollution, all you need to do is go to the Globe at Night website. This is the home page. This is what you'll see when you first click in. So there we go. There is Cygnus in the sky. Once you've found the constellations Pegasus or Cygnus, all you have to do is go into Report. The report is reasonably detailed. There are a few different things that you can be asked to report on. So of course, the date and the time that you're observing, where you're observing from, of course, and this video is directed to us in Ireland, but anywhere around the world, if you can see these constellations, you can contribute. It's important to mention how cloudy the sky is. The more clouds there are, the fewer stars we'll see. Of course, any other details you might want to add in. If you have a sky quality meter, then of course you can add in readings from that, but only some of us have sky quality meters. They're quite a sensitive piece of equipment for measuring light pollution. You can say which country you're in, and of course once you pick Ireland, you'll be able to drop down a little pin on Ireland roughly where you are, just to make sure that you're getting as close to accurate as possible. Once you've found, well, for example, we're looking at Cygnus here. So there's Altair Vega and there's Deneb, the tail of Cygnus, the swan. By going through these different magnitudes, you'll get an idea of how many stars you're expected to see in the sky. So if we take a look at our incredibly dark sky in Stellarium, and we'll take a closer look in here at Deneb and Cygnus, we'll rotate them around a little so they line up with the picture we're seeing. There's a lot of stars in here, and if we look at the picture that Globe at Night is giving us, it's pretty similar. If we cut down to a highly low light polluted sky, the only star you'll be able to see is Vega. In Stellarium, we can of course go back to the light pollution here in Cork City, which still shows us a reasonable number of stars. But there are areas in the world where the light pollution is even worse, and if we zoom back out here, Vega is really the only star that we're seeing clearly. So you do need a lot of light pollution to block out this many stars. Most of us in Ireland will see something more similar to this, even in big cities like Cork, Dublin, Limerick and Galway. But if you are lucky enough to live further out in the countryside, if you can see a sky like this, really whatever sky you can see, whether it's light polluted or not, the more people contribute to this kind of citizen science, the better reading we'll have on where is light polluted. So if you have a very light polluted sky, report it. That will let us know that that area is light polluted. If your area has a fantastic view of the stars, report that too. And all you have to do once this document is filled out is click Submit Data. You'll see down here at the bottom there's a SciStarter account. There are various different types of citizen science you can participate in. This is to do with light pollution, but there's other citizen science to do with tracking different species of animals across Ireland and trees and plants as well. So if you have a SciStarter account, it just means you can build up points for every piece of citizen science you contribute to, and then use those points for rewards and competitions and giveaways. You'll also see it's quite small writing, so I like to point it out. Just here you've got the nighttime version. If you're outside looking at the stars and using a computer screen, the light from the computer screen will affect your eyesight. It'll make you less able to see fainter objects. However, red colours affect your night vision far less. So this is the much more metal looking red toned nighttime version of Globe at Night, and this is just in case you are outside looking at the stars while you're making these recordings. And of course that's not a bad idea. It'll help you match what you're seeing here to the actual sky you're seeing with better accuracy. And again, for the vast majority of us watching this video, you're going to see something more similar to this. That's absolutely fine. Whatever you see, whether you're looking at Pegasus or Cygnus, drop it into this Globe at Night web form and help report on how much light pollution is in your area. Very briefly, going back to the Globe at Night itself, there are only certain nights of the year that they want readings for light pollution, and this is because nights when the moon is up, and especially when the moon is close to full, they can affect how many stars you see in the sky. So if we look just down here, October 8th to 17th, we have Cygnus and Pegasus. So even though I'm showing you the sky for the very start of Space Week the 4th, you'll see that the moon is there, and that can affect how many stars you see in Pegasus especially. If we move forward to the 8th, the moon isn't going to be up for most of the night, and that will just make sure you have a much darker, much more accurate reading and a better idea of how much light pollution there is in your area. So whether your skies are bright, dark or somewhere in between, I hope you get a chance to go out stargazing, and if you do go stargazing over the course of Space Week and beyond, it would be great if you were able to add your report to all of the citizens doing science with the Citizen Science campaign hosted by Globe at Night. Thank you.